Welcome to the Good Place Marionville podcast, dedicated to highlighting the good right here in Marionville, Missouri.
You know, I've always loved business and have fulfilled several dreams through the businesses we've owned over the years. Our guest today, no doubt, has dreams of her own. Today, we're getting a chance to get to know Barbi Phillips, owner of the Mulberry Tree Saloon and the City Morgue. Barbi, welcome to the Good Place Marionville podcast. We can't wait to hear about your dreams that led to your current business. But first, let's get to know you a little bit.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're so glad you're here. So tell us about your family.
Well, my family, I grew up in Springfield and Fairgrove.
Okay.
We don't actually live here in Marionville.
That's okay.
Yeah, we all live in Halltown on Route 66.
Okay, awesome. So what brought you then, connected you to Marionville?
Sure. Well, I actually ran the business for the previous owner for 2 years before we bought it.
Okay, awesome.
So you didn't tell us about your family, though. You said where you grew up. You got kids?
I do. I have 2 kids and a brand new grandbaby and another grandbaby on the way in the next month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Busy.
You're old enough to have grandkids. Okay.
Thank you.
So tell us about your background. You said you ran the business previously before you bought it.
Yes.
Like, is your background as a cook, hospitality, marketing? What is it?
Well, a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I have been in the restaurant industry for over 30 years. I've been a bartender for 25 years, a cook, a personal chef, all kinds of the hospitality trade.
Awesome. Well, that doesn't surprise me just based on how I've watched you, but I was very curious about that. So that's super good. So when you first owned the saloon then, like how long ago was that? When did you buy it?
So we bought it March 1st of 23.
Of 23. So it's just been a couple of years.
Yes.
So you just had your anniversary.
Yes.
Did you celebrate that? I don't remember seeing it.
Well, we kind of celebrate the restaurant part, which is August 1st.
Okay.
So from March to August, it took that time to completely renovate the building and put in my Barbie dream kitchen and go from there.
Not many people can say they actually have a Barbie dream kitchen.
It's not pink.
It's not pink.
It's not pink.
No, it's the opposite of pink. But everything is beautiful and stainless steel, and it was expensive. We probably spent over $100,000 renovating that building and putting in the kitchen.
We get it. Renovating these old buildings costs money, but in the long run, it makes them last a lot longer, and it keeps them part of the community and feeds back into the community. So has it always been a zombie bar, or how did that come about?
No, it was just a dive bar for many years with a bad reputation.
There's no diving around here.
Well, there's lots of delving.
Delving. Oh, so it was a delving bar.
It was a delving bar.
You got these really cool T-shirts you brought to the studio today.
Let me hold mine
and we
up
got the
too.
green screen on, so
Parts of it
if there's green on, parts
That's
of it disappear.
Well, let's talk about the City Morgue. Like, how did that come about?
So we have some property in Halltown. We have the old Whitehall Mercantile Antique Mall. A lot of people know about that. Okay. And our original intentions of opening a zombie-themed bar and grill were going to be in that place. However, the opportunity to buy this bar happened sooner, and it was already established. So I was like, let's take this and fix every aspect of it and make it a good place for the community. So that's what we did.
That's awesome.
We have many menus. Over 50 ways to die is what's featured on our menu in a fun way.
Your menu is very entertaining.
It is totally
read
entertaining.
through it and see the correlations and how you came up with descriptions and things like that. So is that your brainchild?
Oh man, yeah, 100% all of my brain.
So what I love is that you're not a cook, you're a chef.
I am.
Because I've tasted your creations, and it's not just an average hamburger, that's what I'm a hamburger guy. So I love hamburgers. And so
and I have the best hamburger around. It starts with good products, which I get a majority
fresh
of
stuff.
Yes. So our burgers just specifically are half-pound, never frozen steak burgers with a specific fat percentage to that place. And so that you can taste that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of substance to that burger. Although it's kind of a funny family story because we brought your burgers home one night for Jim's parents, and
and they're 91 and 92.
You look at the burger and you're like, wow, that could be like 2 meals. And I'm just telling you, their plates were empty.
They licked their
Wow.
fingers when they were done.
So,
Oh yeah.
so my biggest complaint is too much food, which I'll take it because I've kept my prices very reasonable and my portions are very generous. So that's a nice thing to have.
I agree. And when my parents will finish a meal, then you're like, yeah, it was good tasting. All right. So are you living your dream now? I mean, is this the dream? Is this what you always look forward to?
So I have always wanted to own my own place. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. I work a lot of hours.
Yeah.
You mean it's work?
It is a lot of hard work, but it will pay off. I'm trying to make it a destination as far as the zombie themed world goes. The only place like it is in Chicago and Houston, and we're kind of smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
And, I would very much like to see Marionville continue to be progressive. It would be nice to have a destination here.
Oh, we're working. We got Airbnbs to attract people in now. So
Yeah.
that's good. People got a place to stay.
I've had several people in the Airbnbs come and they were very happy about it. So
That's awesome. So, you just talked about prices a little bit ago, and that was a question I had too, because with the way that the cost of everything is going up, how are you managing that? Good question.
it is a good question. Well, I have kept all of my prices the same. So, sometimes we just eat it to provide that consistency.
So let's talk about the menu. What is your favorite item on the menu? And then what do you think is the customer's favorite?
So my favorite menu item is called the Texas Massacre. It's a take of your traditional Philly, and instead of on the sourdough hoagie, which we have 5 different Philly options. Actually 6.
Wow.
But who's counting?
Me. The Texas Massacre comes on Texas toast, and it's with American cheese and bacon. By default, that's just how it comes, but I like mine with diced onions and jalapenos.
Okay.
It's my favorite sandwich on the
So
planet.
you don't mind if people switch up things on?
No.
Okay. So they can, as if you don't have enough options,
There
if
are-
they want to make another
Yeah,
option.
absolutely.
Like, give a range for people. I mean, some people haven't been in, and we didn't have a menu to hold up here on the screen. We
should have brought one.
You know
I'll
what?
put a link in the show notes
That's right.
for
We'll do
everybody.
that. But you've got. I mean, I've just focused on your burgers because I'm a burger guy, and I love the burgers. But you've got other things on your menu.
So we have breakfast all day. And we basically have just about everything except for Chinese food and Mexican food,
Well, those are
which
in
you
town.
can get right
Yeah.
next
Right.
door.
That's
So
And that's one of the things I saw with you, like when people were posting, like where should we go for lunch kind of stuff. You were like, tell me what you're hungry for.
Yeah.
And I will make it,
Right.
and I think that that's something that I really admire about you. You're just like, just tell me.
I can do it.
What I can do it. In
Yeah.
fact, I think you kind of like the challenge.
I do. I also like to just cross-utilize every ingredient that I have. And I'm like, oh, well, I have these ingredients. I can throw them on a different bread source. So we have subs, we have pizzas, we have burgers, just about any kind of sandwich you can imagine. Hash browns. So it's kind of funny. I kind of affectionately call it a zombie Waffle House with alcohol. Because we have hash browns.
Say that again slower.
Zombie Waffle House with alcohol.
Okay.
Because we do have breakfast all day.
Because I actually thought you said what I usually said, Zombie Awful House.
Oh, no.
Waffle.
Waffle House gets a bad rap, but I actually have Waffle House as part of my huge foundation in life. I worked for Waffle House for over 10 years of my life.
Awesome. That you learned how to cook quickly then.
Yes.
Probably.
As early as 16, I was professionally cooking.
Wow. Okay. So what's a customer's favorite menu item?
I mean, any of the mini burgers. So even our regular burger is awesome. Then we have several specialty burgers. The huge favorite is the Marionville Massacre.
Okay.
Which is basically a Philly burger on steroids.
So I just have to put a shout out for your appetizer. That's the marinated steak.
It's squirrel bites.
The squirrel bites.
Yes.
Yes. So appetizing to think about.
When you were a teenager, were you a professional button pusher for your mom and dad? Push your buttons.
I'm sure that I was.
And the teachers.
Call your mom, get her on the line, say, hey,
But
She
Barbie was growing up. Did she push your buttons all the time?
she would have suggested that I become an attorney because I constantly argued.
you could convince everybody of anything. So
yeah.
squirrel bites, they were fabulous. And you had 2 options of things to dip it in. So I just love that.
Yeah. So a spicy aioli or my signature zomberry sauce.
Nice.
Some people like one, some people like the other. My daughter, she likes to mix them both.
Oh, I didn't try that. But okay, so that's just amazing.
Lots
So,
of flavor.
yes, a ton of flavor and very, very good. So go ahead, Jim.
So you give back a lot. I noticed when all the power lines were down, you were giving back to linemen that were running in and out of town, and there were trucks all over the place, obviously,
Yes.
for a couple of weeks. You also have given back to first responders. We've seen that. What prompts that? What drives that passion for you?
Well, I love people.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I do. I love people. I started, before I owned it, I started with toy drives for the Marionville Elementary School. The outpour was so huge that I had truckloads and thousands of dollars, and I have done that now 4 years in a row as far as giving back to the elementary school. The first 2 years we had so much that I had some over that I gave to the Kids First in Aurora.
Oh,
so
neat.
that's what I try to donate first to is the kids because they are our future.
They are.
Absolutely.
So you have a couple of events coming up that you and I were chatting about.
Yes.
Tell us about them.
Okay, so it's kind of exciting. We're doing our first comedy show on Thursday. It's actually comedy and a little bit of magic. It is a...
I'll hold it up for you.
Okay, hold on. It's the Jokers and Jester comedy tour. They've gone all over the country, and they called me up a couple months ago and said, we're going to be in your area. And I said, perfect.
That's great.
It's free to everyone. You
Okay,
should
so
definitely
that's,
check it out.
Did they register? Like, no, just show
come
up
on.
and bring your appetite, right?
Absolutely. Definitely come hungry.
That's the point, right? And then what else do you have coming up?
We have our first car show, Mulberry Madness.
Awesome.
And so that's actually being put on and sponsored by Reese Nichols real estate company. They're the ones that came to me and said, hey, we'd like to do a car show for you. And I said,
Excellent.
oh, awesome.
Okay, and that's May
That's this
24th.
weekend.
Yes. So the comedy show's Thursday night and Saturday is the car show.
So Memorial Day weekend is killing it there at Mulberry Saloon. That's fantastic. Wow.
What time?
So registration's from 11 to 1.
Oh, got it.
And we also have live music from noon to 3.
Okay.
Weather permitting, the music will be outside or at least broadcasted outside.
Sure.
So
Sure. Awesome. So there's great stuff coming up. And I love that about, how you are finding different ways to be creative and give back and get people to come in for different reasons. Okay. I saw something very exciting online that I want all of our listeners to support and encourage you with. And that
Absolutely.
is Carla Hall's favorite chef competition is going on right now. And the winner, it gets to appear on the Taste of Home magazine.
Yes.
Cook with Carla Hall and take home $25,000. Oh, my word. You are in the running. And when I looked last night, you were actually 10th in the quarterfinals.
That's okay. I was actually first in my group for the whole beginning, and we're kind of saving our votes for the end. It actually, the quarterfinal ends the 22nd
Yes.
as well. You can actually go on and vote for free every single day.
That's awesome.
It
I'm going to
is.
put the link in the show notes.
Awesome.
I just want to encourage everybody, take this little effort. It takes like 2 seconds. Click the link and vote. And you can actually donate and get more votes as well. So it's a pretty neat.
Wow.
And
it
usually-
helps-
So you're saying you can buy votes.
Donate.
Yes, but for a cause. You're donating it towards some kind of foundation. I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
But
that's
that'd be
a
exciting.
super good thing.
And maybe you get the 25 grand help pay for a little of your Barbie kitchen.
Yeah, it would be nice. That would definitely be nice.
Whatever you want.
That's right. We've covered a lot today.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want Marionville to know about your restaurant, about your bar?
Well, it's still very much a hidden gem, even though in August the restaurant will have been here for 2 years. I would say just give it a shot. We recently put in some picnic tables out front. We do have a nice patio in the back.
You do?
We
Okay.
do.
All right. Didn't know that.
Yeah, we have a kids menu and just a full menu. There is not something that's
So you gave
Not
me
gonna fit.
this,
Yeah.
and again, breakfast all day. I did not know that. So that's huge for people that are just always looking for, a place to get
And
a
what
good.
days of the week are you open?
We are open Tuesday through Sunday.
Okay.
The restaurant Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 11 and on Sunday from 11 to 7.
Awesome. And all that's online. And I just encourage everybody to follow him on Facebook. You'll know all the events that are happening. And there's even this cute little toe tag, which is kind of like a way to place your order, right?
Yeah.
You got to tie it around.
Well,
I've never said cute toe tag before, but you play well
You
on
don't-
all of the ideas.
You don't normally get to see a toe tag.
No,
you know?
that's true. We don't want to.
That's good.
But I do want to know if you can you survive the City Morgue? And that's the whole goal here.
That's awesome.
I know you can. We've been there. We've survived.
Okay, so we have a little bit more news that we're going to keep you on for, and we're just so grateful for this opportunity to highlight all that's going on in your restaurant. So, in school news, really the only thing I have is that summer school starts today.
Yeah.
So,
Hear that groan?
it's good news for somebody, maybe the parents. I'm not sure, but I know it's a big day. So,
And there's a new principal coming to the elementary. We're happy to have her on as a guest. We're hoping to have her on as a guest very, very soon.
yes. This episode of the Good Place Marionville podcast is sponsored by Todd Wright with Alpha Realty. I'll put the links in the show notes for you to link to him.
Todd has a passion for all forms of real estate, whether it's commercial, agricultural, or residential. Thanks, Todd, for your work right here in Marionville on so many homes and for supporting this podcast.
We also want to thank the Bank of Billings for being a podcast sponsor. Technology is ever changing, and that's why the Bank of Billings is working hard to update their offerings with better online banking, mobile banking, and updated ATMs and ITMs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
And you're all wondering, what's an ITM? Go to Bank of Billings, and they'll tell you all about it. Hey, and first responder news, want to say thank you to the many amazing citizens that stopped to help all of us out there at the recent accident on Highway 60. It was an amazing community effort, and we have an amazing community that continues to support all of us. We ask that you continue to pray for all the families that were involved, all the first responders and the families that were directly involved in the accident. Continue to pray for Mav, who's on recovery, and his mom, Brittany. And again, for your first responders, because those are a pretty tough scene. But there were about 30 people, many volunteers out there helping out with that scene, and we're grateful to all of you.
You know, vacation Bible schools are just around the corner. So if your church is hosting one, email me at goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com and we'll make sure to announce your VBS. In business news, the Marionville Business Connect group is going to go mobile for the summer. So our next meeting is this Thursday. So before you plan to go to the comedy show in the morning, it's going to be a busy day. It's going to be like a progressive meal kind of a day. Mm-hmm. So at 10:30 in the morning, we are meeting at Stevens service station, and then we're going to move on to B's and G's for treats. If you don't know the name Stevens yet, it's the old Pendleton. So helping people make those connections. And then we're going to go up to the Dairy Crest for some treats and get a tour up there as well. So 2 newly reopened businesses in town for us to tour. And then we're encouraging everybody to stay for lunch and help support that business. Our next meeting is on June 18th at 12:30 at the Pickleball Warehouse for Pizza and Play.
Pizza and Play.
Yeah, you like that?
I do. As long as I don't have to wear pink, Pizza and Play. All right.
No.
Thank you to Barbi Phillips, the owner of the Mulberry Tree Saloon and the City Morgue, for being our guest today. Thanks also to the Bank of Billings and Todd Wright with Alpha Realty for sponsoring today's podcast. Consider becoming a sponsor. You can contact us at goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com.
And you can report good news at our email, goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com. If you enjoyed this podcast, please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when each episode releases.
Thanks for joining us on the Good Place Marionville podcast. Keep your eyes out for the good, and together we can celebrate Marionville.